So I wanted to take a few minutes. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Randy Danielson. I'm the Dean of the Arizona School of Health Sciences. And well, this one's only for that. But anyway, I wanted to take a few minutes and thank you for spending some time this afternoon as we celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Arizona School of Health Sciences. We've been actually celebrating all year, for those of you that may have wondered, but this is an opportunity for us to end up the year and thank some people and have a little bit more celebration for the 20th year. So 20 years ago today, we would have been in our first quarter of the what was called that time the Kirksville College of Osteopathic Medicine Southwest Center for Osteopathic Medical Education. Is that right, Gary? Pretty close. And it was such a big title that we couldn't even put it on a card. So we changed our name to the Arizona School of Health Sciences a couple of years later. And we had 4 small classes of physical therapy, physician assistant occupational therapy, and what we called at that time sports health care, which later became our post-professional athletic training program. And years later, we were able to add on other programs, particularly our audiology program. So today is really a celebration of that. I do want to now turn the time over to Dr. Norm Gevitz, our Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, for a welcome. Dr. Gevitz.
Welcome. Actually, there was some confusion about my presence today. I thought today was the annual ATSU Festivus party. So I was looking forward to an airing of grievances and then a test of strength, but not seeing the aluminum pole, I quickly recognized that this was a different occasion altogether. In fact, this is the 20th anniversary of ASHS, and when Randy told me that he was commissioning a painting to celebrate the 20 years, I told him I had an idea of what the painting should consist of, and that would be 20 photos of Randy aging gracefully. There's only 2 problems with that idea. First, he wasn't here for 2 of those years, and second, he hasn't aged gracefully. The airing of grievances has begun. It is my pleasure to introduce Jeffrey Hoffa, who holds 2 roles. He is the chair of the ASHS Alumni Committee and also the first non-DO to chair the ATSU Alumni Committee. That's great. Jeffrey, please come.
Greetings, everybody. I have 2 different microphones on here. This is my favorite time of the year. Christmas, I find it an excellent time that you're unveiling a photo or unveiling a painting at a time where we're reminded of just what it means to interact with one another, to try to ease suffering. After all of you are involved in healthcare. All of you work in a profession that's most notable and noble profession, to try to ease the suffering of other people. And so I find it very touching at this time of the year that we're all together doing this. You know, Dr. Still, Andrew Taylor Still, turned his own suffering into a powerhouse of academia, moving the profession down the road. When you look at Dr. Still's career, for which the ATSU name stands for, you start off with somebody who was a territorial legislature in Kansas in the 1850s. He fought hard for abolition. He was an abolitionist, fought hard against slavery. He's somebody who actually picked up arms at one point. There was discourse which led to a smaller, civil war within that territory, and he believed so much that Kansas should join as a free state in the Kansas territory. Of course, he's notable in Missouri as well, and our universities in Missouri, but it's notable. From there, he sees the worst of war as a hospital steward during the Civil War of this country, where we make everyone free in the end. And in 1864, just towards the end of this, he suffers the loss of his beloved wife, his 3 natural-born children, and an adopted child, all in the same year. From this, and from this tragedy that he has, he is reborn. He comes out of this very dark chapter in his life to have the motivation to improve medicine, and hence the new school of osteopathy. He goes on to found 2 different universities, ours, of course, being one of them. I believe it was called the American University of Osteopathy back then. And today, what you see is a painting. We're very excited to show this to you, but under Austin Newell's artistry, you'll see that there are different healthcare tasks that are surrounding. You're going to see different depictions of healthcare tasks that are surrounding the brick and mortar of the school of the Arizona School of Health Sciences. The very dream that was one of Dr. Stills, becoming a reality in brick and mortar. Now to have the students that we have here today, the professionals that we have at work in the health sciences, to have the different people that dedicate their entire lives to easing that suffering. We have now our alumni, which I represent the Arizona School of Health Sciences and the ATSU Alumni Association. We have our alumni now, which become a new chapter. They not only dedicate themselves to their careers to easing human suffering in all forms, but go on to take stewardship. When it's all said and done, in the end, they go and spend their whole lives. We all know that healthcare isn't a 40-hour work week kind of a job. It's something that touches people because of all of the effort and the time and the sheer energy that goes into practice. Wherever you come from, wherever you fall in the Arizona School of Health Sciences or in the larger ATSU, the whole university. But in the end, it's those people who do all that, and in the end of the day, they take the capital stewardship of making sure that this Army, and it is an Army, against suffering, and the ATSU alumni are part of the Army against suffering, that they make sure that their mission objectives are fulfilled. Thank you for joining all of us. I think this is a great point in history, this portrait unveiling, and I also thank you for giving. What this does is it gives all of us another good thing to reflect upon during the holiday season. Merry Christmas, everybody.
So this is the part where y'all came to see a painting. And I have to tell you, I want to introduce the artist first. And Austin Newell and I have been friends for many years. He is a nationally known artist and sculpturist. He's a Vietnam veteran and a Marine from the Marine Corps, and has spent his life putting things on canvas and creating sculptures around the world. He has a wonderful sculpture in San Antonio regarding one battle in Vietnam. He's well known for his Western art, his military art, and we hope for his healthcare art that we'll demonstrate today. So Austin, thank you for being here and for all that you've done for us. I have to say, he called me this morning and said, Randy, it's not done, I'm not bringing it out, and because it's not quite done. And I said, well, you know, as an artist, I know you're going to say that for a long time, so it's going to be done. But I have promised him there are a few things that he wants to change on it, and so we're going to let him take it home for another week. And once that's done, then we're going to have some prints made. We're going to have 300 prints made, and of those 300, we're going to sell those, and the money from the prints are going to go to student scholarships. So that's the legacy that this painting will bring. As Jeffrey said, you know, the students are really what it's about, and our alumni. I want to thank Michael Chang for being here, has supported us every year with our alumni events. And I have to tell you, we just went over 8,000 alumni from the Arizona School of Health Sciences. That's pretty significant. So thanks, Michael. when we started putting this painting together, it's been I'd like to say it was a labor of love. I think it was. I think there was a lot of labor involved in it. Going over and looking at it at different times. What was that?
A lot of crying.
A lot of crying, he said. What we decided to do, and we went through the faculty and we asked for photos of each of the disciplines. And so we gave him a lot of photos. And what he came up with was sort of a centerpiece of this campus, and around it sort of a collage of the different disciplines and the different issues that we're involved in. And so to cut to the chase, I'm going to ask Austin to come up and Dr. Hoffa and Dr. Gevitz, and we're going to unveil this, and then I'll say a little bit about it. Let's do this. If you just pull it straight out, it should come. There you go. There you go. One thing that I forgot to mention, but we thought a long time about what's the title of the painting. And we've talked a lot about it, and we came up with something that I think is apropos to the Arizona School of Health Sciences and to AT University. The title of this painting is Making a Difference in Healthcare. And we look at the different disciplines. You'll see across here is our main campus, and as you go around, we have different disciplines in terms of those things that we offer at the university, and I hope you'll get a chance to come up and look at it. And as I said, there's a few parts that we're still going to fix. So again, Austin, thank you so much for your work on this. So please, thank you. And not to prolong this too much longer, but we've just talked about the 20th anniversary. We're getting close to our 20th anniversary year. So what's the next thing to talk about? The next thing to talk about is, okay, what about the future? What are we doing in the future now? We've got a little legacy here. Jeffrey talked about the legacy of AT Still, and we now have the legacy of Arizona School of Health Sciences. So I've asked each of the chairs just to take a second or two to talk a little bit about, what's going on in the future. And I'm going to ask Dr. Tabitha Parent-Buck from our audiology program to start off. Tabitha.
Well, thank you. Just to take a few moments, I actually do remember being on the old campus before we moved over here with ASHS and seeing the sign with that long name that I won't even try to pronounce. We added audiology in 1999, so I've been here for 16 years. We actually grew the transitional or post-professional audiology program that's still going and have over 3,000 graduates from that program. And we have a thriving residential entry-level program for audiology here that now is putting 14 students in the incoming classes, as well as the clinic just down the road, which is the AFA Balance and Hearing Institute, that you'll see some of the pictures in the slideshow that Ken put together. So we're very happy to be here and think audiology found a wonderful home with AT University.
Amen. Thanks, Tabitha. Let me ask our chair of our physician assistant program, Dr. Bert Simon. No karaoke.
Okay.
Okay.
No worries there. Well, I do remember I actually served as a consultant for the PA program back in 1998. So I had a chance to visit the other campus when you were on the Grand Canyon campus, and the PA program was in a trailer, double-wide trailer.
That's true. That is true.
And at the end of that visit, Dr. Wendell said to me, well, we'd like you to come and join the faculty someday. And I thought he was kidding, but here I am. So lots of exciting things going on with the PA department. This year, for the class, we'll be going on rotation in August. We have 8 community campuses now based at community health centers. So I think that's a great advancement for us. Coming up in the future, here in the next year or two, we have the certificate program for PAs in psychiatry and behavioral health. And Dr. Wendell has been helping us shepherd that along. That's a great new innovation, competency-based curriculum. So we're kind of setting the pathway for that. We're just upstairs now working on a proposal for a post-professional doctoral program, which we hope to get off the ground in the next 2 years. And then we have the additional entry-level program that we're looking at for another ground-based or another entry-level program at some point coming up here before 2020. So lots of exciting things going on there.
Thanks, Bert. Also, a lot of great things going on in our physical therapy department. I've asked Dr. Jim Ferris to say a few words about that. that.
Welcome. Hey, in the physical therapy department, we have 4 really strong, solid programs. We have our residential program, 62 students every year. This year we had 1,000 initial applicants, and we currently have over 600 completed applications for 62 spots that we have each year. We have the nation's largest post-professional doctor of physical therapy program that's ran by Tammy Rowan, and is branching out into Canada as well as Puerto Rico. We have 2 residency programs, an orthopedic residency program and a neurologic residency program for our licensed professionals that's ran by Sherry Hodges and Cecilia Sarter-Glittenberg. And so all 4 of those programs going strong, going well, and we're looking into the future for our residential programs and looking at possibilities of starting programs on some other campuses yet to be named. So.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And also, there's a lot of great stuff going on at the Arizona School of Health Sciences, and particularly this year with our occupational therapy department. So I've asked Dr. Rachel Diamont to say a few words about what the things we're doing there.
Well, thank you, Randy. And well, as one of the several inaugural programs of AT-STIL and ASHS, of course, we were here at the beginning, and we have at least one faculty member who was here from the very beginning.
She was 12.
Right. We started with, I guess, about 32 students initially back in 1995, and in our master's program, and now we are up to 34 students in our program, and since then we've expanded to having an online focus. For post-professional, we have advanced master's in OT and also a post-professional doctorate in OT, of which we get individuals from all around the country and also internationally as well. And then, and it's my pleasure to announce that as of last week, we were given candidacy status to start our entry-level occupational therapy doctorate program.
Yay. Thanks, Rachel. And our other department is the Department of Interdisciplinary Health Sciences, and within that department we house our anatomy program, our research program, our athletic training program, and I've asked Dr. Sowers to say a few words.
Thank you. So I first came to ASHS in August of 1995 as a student in the then sports healthcare program. So I'm part of the inaugural graduating class back in 1997 from ASHS, and then I came back and started here in 2000. So I have a long history with ATSU and have been here most of the 20 years. So in our athletic training program, we are steadily plugging away in our residential program. It has built a national reputation as an outstanding research-based post-professional program. And just this past January, we launched an online Doctor of Athletic Training program, which in the first year now, at the 1-year mark, we'll have 60 students enrolled in that, and it's doing quite well. So we've significantly increased our footprint in that program, and have just done amazing things as a faculty and students in terms of scholarly output and awards, and it's just a joy to see them grow and be productive. From an anatomy perspective, we've got the benefit from the addition of the dental school and the medical school here on campus. There's been significant capital improvements to the anatomy, the wet lab, the cadaver labs, and also the addition of a new virtual anatomy lab. So we've just got approval to hire a couple new anatomy faculty, and we hope to be integrating a lot more of the technology and virtual anatomy into our ASHS programs in the future, which will be great. And then from a research standpoint, we've grown that unit considerably. We now have 2 full-time faculty supporting biostatistics and clinical research to help students and faculty. So quite a bit of growth and great things headed for the future, I hope.
Absolutely. Thanks, Eric. So I'm going to close this up, but I do want to do a couple other thanks. I wanted to thank some good friends of mine, Danny and Vicky Gutierrez. Thank you for being here. Danny is I'm going to see if I get this, is the Command Master Sergeant. Is that close?
State Command Chief.
State Command Chief. I was so far away. I was so far off. for the Arizona National Guard, and thank you for your service. And Vicki, thanks for being here. We've known each other for many years. And I have to say, I'm glad, thank you. And my granddaughter and her boyfriend's back there. My granddaughter was born the second year we were in existence, and she used to be the elf to Santa Claus every year until she grew up. I tried to get her back, but she wouldn't do it. So thanks for being here. Please take some time, come up, look at the painting, talk to Austin, and please have some more wine and some more food. And just thank you for being here, and have a wonderful Christmas holiday and holiday season. Thank you.